Hello, dear students. How are you? In the previous class, we learned voice on interrogative sentence, part 1. Today, we are going to discuss voice on interrogative sentence, part 2. And in this session, I am Muhammad Arifur Rahman with you. So, our today's discussion, voice on interrogative sentence, part 2. So, look at the screen. Today, we are going to discuss rule 3. In the previous class, we learned rule 1 and rule 2. Today, we have got which or what plus noun. So the structure is given below, which or what plus noun, then plus number 2 according to tense and person, the auxiliary verb will be number 3 verb in past participle, number 4 by, and number 5 subject will be object, and number 6 at last you have to use question mark. So look at the scale. I have given some examples. At first we have got which book do you want. So which and noun, the noun is book. So we have to write at first which book. And you know that book is third person singular number. That's why we have to use is, because we have do, and do represents the tense present individual. That's why we have to use is. And then according to rules, verb in past participle. So which book is wanted? Then by. Then subject will be object, and the object form of you will be you. And last question mark. In number 2, we have found what messages we have to write. What and the noun messages. And the messages is third person plural number. That's why you have to use a been. So what messages have been? Then verb in past participle. Then by. Then the object of we will be us. So what messages have been sent by us? I have also given some exercises. So look at the screen. Which mobile did he choose? So which mobile? At first we have to write which mobile. And after which mobile, we have found did. Did represents the tense is past indefinite, and mobile is third person singular number. That's why we must write was. Then verb past participle. The past participle of choose will be chosen. Then by. Then the object of he will be him. And number 2, what problems had she faced? So at first we have to write what problems. Then we have got had. We know that if we have got had, then it will be had been. So what problems had been then faced? Then by, and the object of she will be her. Last one question mark. And in number 3, which car was he driving? So at first which plus noun. That's why we have to write which car. Then we have got was, then it will be was being. Then past participle of drive will be driven. Then by, and the object of he will be him. In number 4, what procedures? So we have to write at first what procedures. Then we have found must, and must is modal verb. That's why every modal verb takes be. So it will be must be. Then follow will be followed. And then by, and the object of we will be us. In number 5, we can see that we have which candidate. So we have to write which candidate, and then we have got will. Will is also a modal verb, so it will be. Then select, it will be selected. Then by, and the object of they will be them. So dear students, look at the screen, and already we have completed 5 sentences. Now we are going to solve rule 4. Here we have when, where, why, and how. And the structure in number 1, when, where, how, and why. Number 2, auxiliary verb according to tense and person, plus object will be subject, plus verb in past participle, then by, and the subject will be object. And last one, question mark. Here, in number 1, when are they doing the work? So according to rules, we have to write when. Then we have, then subject will be object, them. And in number 2, we have got where. And after where, we have found has, so it will be has been. And the object is the node, so we have to use has, where has. Then the node has been, so we have to use been now. Then verb in past participle got, by, and the object of he will be him. In number 3, why have you disturbed her? So we have a why, and we have to use why. Have you disturbed her? So object is her, it will be subject, and the subject of her will be she. That's why she follows has, so it will be has. Why has she then been? Then verb in past participle disturb. Then by, and the object of you will be you. And number 4, how will they buy the car? So we have how. And will is also modal verb. So it will be will And the object the car, it will be subject. So when in the car will be, then the past participle will be bought and buy, then subject will be object, them, and question mark. So look at the scale. If you have when, so you have to write when. If you have where, you have to write where. So when, where, why, how. If you have, and you have to write when, where, why, and how. Now I have given you some exercises. So look at the scale. When should he learn the lesson? So we have when, so we have to write when. And also we have got should, it will be should be. So I have to write should. When should, then object is the lesson, it will be subject. So when should the lesson then be, then verb learn, it will be learned. Then by, and the object of he will be him. In number 2, where did they see the snake? So where. And after where, we have got did. So did represents, it is the tense of past definite. And in the object form, we can see that the object is the snake. So it will be subject. So the snake, third person singular, that's why we have to write was. So where was, then the snake, then verb past participle, then by, and the object of they will be them. And in number 3, why had he rejected the proposal? So why, and we have got had, it will be had been. So at first we have to write had, why had, then the object of proposal will be subject. So why had the proposal then been, then verb in past participle rejected. Why, and we have subject she, it will be her. In number 4, how he overcoming the problem? So is overcoming, it is present continuous tense. So how is, then the object is the problem, it will be subject, then being, and verb overcome, then by, and the subject he will be him. And last one, question mark. So look at the scale, and we have found 4 sentences. We have when, so I have to write when. We have where, we have to write where. We have why, and we have to write why. So in this way, we have learned rule 3 and rule 4. So we have completed our work. And now I am giving you some exercises. I have given 10 sentences and you have to do it. So that's all. Allah Hafiz. Goodbye.